Okay, good seeing everybody. Appreciate you all being here. What questions do you have?
John, as far as Lamar, do you expect him to practice this week?
We just have to see.
We hear various things from players about whether they like playing prefer playing in prime time or prefer playing at 1 o'clock. I mean, do you have any strong feeling about the game being flexed on Sunday? Or?
No, not at all. I mean, it's just kind of what the league does. You just expect they'll have a time slot for you to play, and you get ready to go play in it. So, looking forward to it. Obviously, it's a very important game for both teams, and we understand what's at stake. We understand the dimensions of it and the challenge of it, and we're looking forward to it.
Happy to have a primetime game against Pittsburgh in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Isn't that something
We've had them before.
Yeah. Monday night, Tuesday night, or Monday night, Saturday, Sunday night, been mainly in Pittsburgh's favor.
Yeah, it has. It has. Yeah. I'm not too worried about it right now.
Coach, how do you think James Boucher did, on punts? Look like he tried to break a couple runs there on Saturday.
I thought he did well. He's just a good football player. Obviously you really have a lot of faith in him catching the ball, and he's got good elusiveness, in north and south. A little bit different style than Devin, but very effective.
John, Sammy got to get on the field first time since he joined. Had the big play. What did you see when you watched him?
Yeah, I thought he played really well. He had the big play early. Him and Tyler kind of made it happen on the scramble play. That was great to see. Really important play for us. And then not too many chances in the passing game after that, though he ran his routes really well. But a lot of really good blocks. I mean, he did it. We ran the ball a lot, and he blocked really good. He's physical, and you can tell he's excited to be out there.
Coach, arguably one of the least penalized games you guys have played this season. What does that say about how disciplined that the team was this past week?
Yeah, I think they've been that way all year. I mean, there's been very few games where we've had a lot of penalties. There was a couple. I think we've played that way all year. We're just we're a team that plays with good technique, with good poise most of the time. Obviously, it's not perfect all the time, but I've been pretty pleased with that all year.
John, we didn't ask you about this on Saturday, but was there any news on Keelan Seymour's injury that he was dealing with during that game?
Yeah, I haven't got an update today. There's nothing that's been portrayed to me as been any kind of season ending or anything like that. So I'm sure we'll have more information as we go, but I haven't gotten a report yet on any of those guys. So I think that's good news.
John, it seems like with Roquan, we've talked about a lot of things with him. It just seems like he plays with so much energy. It's almost like he only has kind of one speed. How much do you think that kind of rubs off on other players, and how much does that energize the rest of the team?
Well, I mean, we've always been a defense that plays really hard, and so I think he fits in really well that way. Plus, I think leaders or great players always make the players around them better, and he's a great player and makes guys around him better. But so are the other guys. We've got a lot of guys in that defense, so they do definitely feed off each other, and that's what you want to see.
John, it hasn't always been pretty this season, but considering when the back end of the season your defense is playing fairly well and you're able to run the ball, does that give you optimism? Now that you have clinched the playoff spot, that you guys can kind of make a run here?
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course you feel that way. I don't think there's any team that's going to feel like they aren't capable of doing it. This is the National Football League, and we have a very good football team. The things we do well, but everything we can do better. There's nothing that we can't do better than what we're doing right now. And I'm excited about the possibilities. I mean, hey, if you're hitting on all cylinders, then you've got nowhere to go but down, I guess. So we feel like we can play a lot better in a lot of different ways. I know our players have said that. I heard Marlon say that after the game, and that's something that we're all excited about, the possibilities.
Morgan Moses has been really good as a run blocker, especially the past two games. Morgan Moses.
Right.
Yeah, what are you seeing from him? Where is he kind of taking his strides?
Yeah, Morgan's done a great job. I mean, Morgan's one of the, he does a great job in everything. He's such a dynamic personality too, enthusiastic guy, loves football. But his pulling has been really something. I would put Ronnie in the same category. I mean, both those guys have been just extraordinary in terms of the pulling. It's been a big part of what we've been doing, pulling our tackles and our guards the last 4 or 5 weeks. And, he's just really good at it.
How did you feel like Brandon Stevens did stepping into more work on Saturday?
He did well. He played good football. He's just such a technique, kind of detail guy technique-wise. He was in the right position all the time. Made a couple plays, and was close on a couple others where he made the tackles, which is really what you ask for a lot of times when you're playing off zone coverage. I thought he played well.
I think he acknowledged on Twitter after the game that maybe he had a bit of a sell job on the holding penalty that he drew when they ran the touchdown. That he tweeted an Oscar picture. Is that instinctual or is that just?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Where he drew the.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
John, just one other Lamar question. Not availability this week, but
Who's that one?
Lamar. I'm sorry, which I usually ask that. As far as because of last year, how that ended with him not being able to come back from that injury. I mean, are you so optimistic, whether it's this week or not, that he is going to be able to come back at some point this year?
Sure, of course.
John, you guys have seen a lot of play action the past couple of weeks. With how well you guys defend the run and how eager you are to get after the pass rusher or after the quarterback, what's the kind of the balance to strike there?
Well, I think that's a really good point because we got a lot of play action on third down, as I think you're alluding to, and that is tough because that was a team that runs the ball quite a bit on third down. I think Pittsburgh's obviously a very good running team, and they'll be willing to run it on third down as well. You get in third medium kind of situations. And then when you can run the ball on third down and you run play action on third down, that's going to slow down your pass rush. And I think it built in a little more time, for some of the routes they were running. So it's a challenge. It's part of it. You can't just tee off on the pass rush when there's a chance that teams will run the ball, especially when they're running play action. So I think that did have an impact.
All right.
Great. Okay, great. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate it.